Alright, on this video I'm gonna introduce you to this 1993 Skyline GTR project that we are working on. And it's pretty interesting because we are going to be swapping a I believe this is a 2015 R35 Gtr engine with internals and a nicer turbo kit and the whole 9 yards. So I'm going to walk you through the whole project and what the goal is. So the goal is to do a VR38 R32 Gtr because we haven't seen one in the States, so we are going to do one. We've actually been planning to do this for a while. I've had the engine sitting here for over a year actually. This is one, and the second one is back here. We are going to do multiple. So yes, it's going to remain all-wheel drive. So, but this one is going to be 2-speed power glide all-wheel drive automatic. Why? Because this transmission is super reliable, and in this case it's going to be more like a drag racing car. Still a street car with air conditioning and all the normal amenities that these cars come with, but it is focused more on straight line racing. So this transmission was used before for many years and never ever have had one single issue. Very reliable, not as expensive, so why not keep using the same stuff. Actually this other car is a 2J, but it also has the same transmission, and you see the level of a car this is. And I mean, if you're new to these trannies, yeah, the power glide is the transmission to go if you like straight line racing, because it's super reliable and it's not as expensive, and it will get you going without any issues. So anyways, so yeah, this motor stock only holds about 650 horsepower and foot-pounds, but obviously we wanted more because the car was making actually more on the RB26. So we went and did all the internals, cams, valves, springs, everything from head to top to bottom, and front and back. So that's done. We're going to use these pretty responsive alpha turbos. Obviously the turbo kit will be custom made. They are going to be sitting in the front. All of this is going to be controlled by Motec electronics, so we're going to use their harness, their PDM, their keypad, their CAN, wideband, their sensors, everything. The goal is to install the engine in the chassis and figure out how the mounts go, and we know it fits because it's way shorter than the RB26. It's actually lighter than the RB26, believe it or not, even though it's a full liter, 1.2 liters bigger. So this is going to be a 3.8 liter. The other motor, it's actually a Stroker 4.3, and that would be a 98.4 millimeter Manly. We are going to still use the same what else? The all-wheel drive will be controlled by the Motec too, and it's going to be programmable, so you can change the torque split front to back. What else? Oh, this is very important actually. The gear ratio in the front diff. One second. Yeah, so the gear ratio in the front diff on the 35s is very different than the 32, so this was actually custom made for this particular swap. I'll show you guys more tips of the whole journey, but it's been done before in Australia and Japan, so this is just one in the US that we know of. One really important aspect of the build is fuel. I mean, these things, when they make a ton of power, they need a ton of fuel. And in this case, because we don't want to stack a bunch of pumps in the back of the tank and wiring and all of that stuff, we're just going to go with our own mechanical fuel pump kit. Actually, the pump goes here in the bottom. I believe I have the brackets here. Oh, yeah, so this is what we 3D printed, and I can go with one hand, but it's supposed to go there. and the pump goes in there and it's driven by the belt connected to the API pulley. So this is much simpler than running wires. I mean, a lot of wires and relays and fuel lines and all of that stuff. It's actually a lot simpler, and it makes more power than, you know, than 3, 4, 5 electric fuel pumps. It's just a lot simpler. So the simpler the better. Alright, so see you guys soon.